We eat. We sleep. We work. And all the time while doing this, we breathe. More than 25,000 times a day. Air is essential for our daily lives. It improves our health, makes us happier, gives us energy, and it even extends our lifespan. Unfortunately, the air we breathe is not automatically the air we need. It's our ambition to change that. For us, these 25,000 breaths a day are 25,000 opportunities to make a difference. 'Cause we're innovators, market leaders with a distinct vision of what quality air should be. We believe that the air you breathe should always be evolving, always be improved and adapted to what you want and need. That is what we define as excellent. So where do we start? In the place you love the most, home. Imagine your house being the healthiest place on earth, with the freshest, most pleasant and clean air. 'Cause our dream is to make you flourish in life by providing you with the most excellent air possible, day in, day out. Brink. Breathe excellence.
Welcome here at Brink Climate Systems in the Netherlands. I'm very happy to be here, Floris with 475, and to introduce you to Arthur Dijkstra, our new partner, to bring in their high quality, high performance heat recovery ventilation machines, PHI certified, into the United States and Canada. As you can see, this is a very great company committed to green development, solar systems on the roof that power a big part of this factory that was built in 2015. So let's take a look and see what this company will bring us in 2022 to the North American market for high performance ventilation.
So I'd like to tell you some about the history of our company, Brink Climate Systems. The company was founded almost 120 years ago, in 1903 to be precise, and started as a company making agriculture machines and vehicles. And the company expanded and was rather successful. In the late 50s, early 60s, the owners went to the United States to have a look at modern and efficient ways of production. They saw what was happening in the car industry and they wanted to take this technology back to the Netherlands. And while staying in the USA, they saw forced air heating. And by that time, a lot of natural gas was found in the Netherlands, and they got the idea to bring this forced air heating system back into the Netherlands. And this was quite a success. A lot of systems were sold, and at a certain moment in time, they developed their own forced air heating system, which was installed in many homes in the Netherlands and abroad. But then in the 70s, the energy crisis came, and they needed to make the system more energy efficient. And they did it by adding heat recovery ventilation. And here I'm next to one of the first heat recovery machines that was produced more than 40 years ago. Today, our latest unit is now being sent back to the USA, so now the story is complete.
So we're very excited to bring this new machine, the next generation machine, into the United States. But what we're also very excited about is by this long history Brink has with heat recovery, and also by producing all the parts in-house. For example, the heat recovery cores that are made here right in the same factory. So they can control end-to-end the whole machine, which is very exciting. This also allows them to innovate a lot. So for one, they have a very innovative duct system that we'll also be bringing over that makes balancing the system very easy, because it has restriction rings that are fairly easily calculated and then implemented in the system by the installer themselves to get the correct flows everywhere with very little balancing needed. Furthermore, this new 5th generation machine, the Flare, is very robust, just like this machine. It has metal housing, very good insulation all around, and it's PSI certified. Brink actually had the prior generations, of course, certified very early with PSI as well. And of course, this new machine is actually one of the highest efficiency rated by PSI, both in heat recovery and moisture recovery. So again, very suitable for the North American climate, and we're very excited to introduce that later this year to you.
Here we are now in front of the Flare 325 unit. It's a demo unit to show you what's inside the unit. First of all, you see the heat exchanger. This heat exchanger is made of PETG. It's the same material as the Coca-Cola bottles and can also be easily recycled. It's also possible to mount an enthalpy exchanger that helps you to win back moisture. On this side we have as standard a preheater. It's always in our units, and the preheater makes sure that also in the winter time the heat recovery remains intact. The fans that we use are the latest technology, and they have a very nice flow control to make sure that you have the optimum efficiency on the unit.
Yes. Of course, you can see the fully integrated installation, so there's no thermal bridges. This is why the efficiency number is even higher and almost upwards to 90%. And then we also have this integrated control to set the flows, but also to program the machine.
That's correct, and it's also possible to connect the optional sensors like CO2 or humidity. You can also connect the room thermostat if you like, and of course it's possible to control the unit via an app.
Maintenance of the unit is very, very easy. Most of the time the people only have to change the filters. Again, the great sustainability commitment by Brink is that these filters are now very resource friendly. So this has no plastics in it, very fine F7 filter or MERV 13. And then on this side we have this very innovative filter where you can see that the filter fabric can be changed. This is just for the inside air to protect the machine and the heat recovery core. So you only have to discard the solid filter fabric, but the housing can be reused almost indefinitely. So thank you all for attending our first overview of the Brink Flare heat recovery machines. We actually have installed a number of machines in the United States already, including one in our Brooklyn offices, prompted by finally getting some air tightness in our office to a reasonable passive house approaching level, and some insulation. So we actually had some comfort in our place, but then of course with the pandemic, we also had a big need of proper ventilation. So we installed the Flare 400 and have been enjoying low CO2 levels since. So this is very good, and we're actually, now we're getting spoiled as passive house people. And last week somehow we put the unit on low, and we felt a little drowsy and saw the CO2 level skyrocket to 1400. since the automatic CO2 was malfunctioning at that time, and we fixed it very quickly, and we became much more productive again. So I see we have some questions, of course, regarding the availability. So we are currently in the process of bringing more units in, and we'll definitely have them available by the end of the year, hopefully sooner. So please check out our social media and our other newsletters, and you will have the most up-to-date news of when they will really become available, together with technical details that will be posted on the website as well in short order. Are there any other questions floating around? Something I could expand on as well is that Brinck actually has a very innovative flex duct system with very easy to use manifold that includes an airflow restrictor that actually you can remove rings out simply by cutting them. And there's a calculator that, depending on the duct length and other inputs, will actually tell you how many rings to remove to get a certain flow rate to a certain room, which makes commissioning almost a foolproof exercise that would need very, very little adjustment, because these flow restrictors and the calculator will do 99% of the work for you. It's a duct approved for New York City. The flex duct, of course, if you need UL 181, we need to use a different type of flex duct, unfortunately, but in many jurisdictions we can use the other type of duct. There is a way to integrate the air restrictor with that, but it's not the easiest to install anymore, or as easy as the common system is, because it will require a little bit of taping. What are the competitive advantages versus those from Sender? The Sender and the Brinck are very, they're both next generation or current generation machines, so they're pretty equally matched in performance. And so a straight comparison, I know there was a consultant that looked at both, and with plugging the numbers in, he was able to gain a little bit of efficiency out of it by using an HRV, but it's not going to be life-changing, but very incremental. Let's see. Have the flatter oval ducts for retrofits? Yes, there are flatter ducts available. That's true in their system. It will require more components, so I'm very curious to see what kind of products you think, Bronwyn, that would have a big benefit of this. We would always consider bringing in what the market likes, but we also like simplicity. So round ducts are a little bit more simple than the more oval ducts. Are grills from Brinck or any third party? From Anthony Harrington. These are all 5-inch grills, most cases, which means you could get our ducts, our outlets, or you can use your own. That's definitely possible. And of course, Justin Taylor, I knew this question was going. What's the price points of these units? The price points are right around the $3,000 to $3,500 level, depending on the unit you plan to get, and if it's an HRV or an ERV. From Gary Schotland, will Fortune 5 be offering design and commissioning technical assistance? Yes, as usual, Fortune 5 prides itself in providing very good technical recommendations and assistance, also supported by our network of reps throughout North America. So we definitely intend to have that available to you. Design services for sure. The commissioning will be done either by us or by third parties that we engage with. Yeah, we have 5 more minutes for questions. I don't know if I have anything else to. Where's the system made, and will it have supply delay issues? It shouldn't have the supplier delay issues. We plan to, like with our other manufacturers, have a robust supply chain and bring in sufficient materials like we have done for the past 2 years. It's been a challenge with the shipping, but we do our utmost to stay ahead of that and never overpromise and try to overdeliver, or underpromise and overdeliver. So that's something that we're working on. That's why we're saying they will be available by the end of 2022, because we know we can meet that deadline. Hopefully we could be sooner, but we don't want to commit to that. So that's what Steve Mann is asking as well. So yeah, the end of 2022, we know for sure we'll have them in North America, but hopefully a little bit sooner. But with the current container shipping timelines, we cannot commit to that. All right, if the questions are drying a little bit up, I thank Bronwyn very, very much for her suggestions that we can say goodbye. So we'll give everybody another 10 more seconds to ask a question, and if not, I hope to see you on site soon somewhere, and hopefully with one of our great products to help you out with your next great Passive House project. Thank you so much, and have a fantastic day.